So let's get this show on the road. Okay, guys. Now today we'll be talking about my favorite Batman movies, and also you guys tell me what's your favorite Batman movies. But not just that. It's live action, by the way. Only live action Batman movies. But not just that. We'll be talking about my favorite Batmans, maybe, in this video. I do have my notes here, and we will be playing Arkham Knight. But right now, I'm just gonna show you off some of the slideshows of all these different Batmans. We're not talking about Gotham Batman though. That's a TV show. I don't know why I left that image in the slideshow. My bad. I was doing a suits one, and also my bad. I forgot to add some suits in there. But before I start this too, I just want to say real quick, I appreciate every Batman, even the bad ones, in my opinion, like George Clooney being them, because they're all different versions of Batman, and pretty sure that there's at least one human being out there that likes that certain Batman. So no disrespect to your Batman if it's lower on the list. This is just my own personal list, and we all have our own personal list. So there is no really depiction of which is the best one. Really, it's all our opinion. At the end of the day, it's good to see other people's opinion and to hear it. That's why I like watching videos. I say best to worst because I know at the end of the day that's just their opinions, or a bunch of people in the office opinions of making a YouTube video. But here it's a one-man show. Well, sometimes I have sidekicks with me, but yeah, we're gonna be talking about my favorite Batmans. Okay, let's get into this. Starting off is the Batman movie is my first favorite Batman. Wait, hold on. How about we start from the bottom of this? Even though I just gave it away. Yeah, the Batman movie. I'll tell you why real quick. No, we'll start from the bottom list. Just forget that. So the Batman movie is my favorite. Batman and Robin is my least favorite. And the reason why is because, come on, guys, it's a joke to me. That's why I put in my notes. It's just a toy commercial. The suits are just too. They look like toy. They just look too toyish. The Batmobile looks like a toy. Alfred is like the only redeeming thing about the movie. And yes, George Clooney's Bruce Wayne is pretty good as Bruce Wayne. But Poison Ivy is not that great at all in the movie. Her origin story is kind of weird. Bang is just a big bumbling idiot that's a henchman for her right hand man. Bang's basically Bob the Goon. Mr. Freeze, they try to do the cool heart story and it falls flat on his face. And no, that's not a review of all these movies. I will do a review of these movies, but I'm just doing a little summary. Robin just became really angry in this and disobedient, and that's why I think they gave him the Nightwing suit. And it makes sense because Batman's a dickhead to him. In the last movie, though, Robin Batman's relationship, I thought they had a good relationship at the end, but for some reason they just threw that out the window. Yeah, and Batgirl, let's not even talk about Batgirl because everything about that character in this movie is just god awful. She only wears the bat cowl one time and it's on her bat bike. If you really pay attention, that's it. And it's like, what? Why? So yeah, Batman and Robin is just a joke. That's why it's all the way on the bottom of my list. Next, by the way, I will be adding every movie that Batman's in. So that means even if the Flash movie did come out, I would have added in here. That means Suicide Squad, Justice League, everything's getting added in here. Yes, but you can take it off my list if you want, if you really care about my list and you're like, let's knock off the other movies because I don't count. Then yeah, you can if you want. But in your list too, give me your list in the comments. Actually, comment your list. I want to reach at least 5 people, at least, or 10. Even if I get 5 views or 10 views in this video, I don't know. But yeah, it's the Justice League movie, and I'm not talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League because yes, we will get to that one eventually. But the Josh Whedon version, the reason why this is so low on my list. And by the way, when I'm talking about Batman shows up in these movies, that's what I'm just talking about, only those parts. And every part of Batman in this movie, it's not that great. I literally say Batman sucks in this movie because he gets beat up a lot. And they just don't do him that good. And they treat him bad as a character. Like him trying to pick fights with Wonder Woman was stupid. Like a lot of things was just stupid. Like they did with Batman. kind of ruined him in that movie. So that's why it's so low on the list. And actually, this is why the not why, but the Adam West Batman movie is next on my list. I feel like the Adam West movie is better than both of those movies because it's still Batman. It's just an old school Batman. That's where I literally put old school. And it can be fun at times to watch, but it's really old, so that's why it's so low on the list. And I never really grew up watching Adam West Batman because I'm a 90s baby. So I grew up watching, Batman 89 and Batman Returns and Batman and Robin, Batman Forever and all the movies. So, yeah, that's why it's lower on the list. Talking about Batman Forever, that's next. The reason why Batman Forever is above Adam West's movie and the Justice League and Batman and Robin is because I literally put this in my notes. You can see that they could have made a good Batman movie. Like, Batman uses his gadgets in the beginning scene when he's in a fight. He uses his gadgets. He actually does martial arts. There's a lot of cool cape gliding scenes in here with Batman. He gets out of death traps, too, like in the beginning with the Two-Face, the bank thing. That reminds me of the old comic books of Batman, getting out of death traps. He stays in the shadows and stuff like that. Not really too much, actually, now that I think of it, because he's in front of a big crowd, but there's, like, a bit of a goodness of this Batman you can see. The only problem really with this Batman, in my opinion, is the nipples and that weird, creepy smile when he walked off. But besides that Batman was kind of actually good in this film. It's just he was in a bad film. Well, not a bad film, it was just some problems with it. Nipples, too much color, bright lights, and Robin was a grown, he's a grown teenager about to be adult. He's probably 17, about to be 18 or something. But even though they did a good job with kind of Robin a little bit, they still kept his core story of him losing his parents, even though he had a brother. That was kind of weird to me. The laundry scene was stupid, but him being rebellion, feeling the guilt or want to take down Two-Face, all that type of stuff. It's pretty good. It reminds me of Robin Reckoning a little bit. The problem, though, with the film, actually, now that I think of it, is the villains, though, like Two-Face and Riddler. They're just copycats of, basically. Yes, Jim Carrey's always great. Don't, not knocking Jim Carrey. And Two-Face was actually good in the beginning scene until he starts getting wacky and crazy. So this shows the other side of his face. That's when he starts acting wacky and crazy. It was just basically a replacement of Joker for this movie. Just you could clearly see, because Joker only acts crazy and wacky like that back in the older days. So yeah, that's what knocked this film down a peg. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna show you guys some gameplay while I talk about this movie. Yeah, keyword, this movie. Alright, so what was the next? Alright, Suicide Squad. Now, the reason why Suicide Squad is above Batman and Robin, and, anything above Batman and Robin should be, actually. Justice League, also Joss Whedon's version, and Batman Forever. The reason why it's above all those is because they did get Batman right in that movie. When he shows up, he's compassionate. He saves Harley Quinn. He tells Deadshot he doesn't want to do this in front of his daughter. Hold on, I'm going to turn this down, too. Real quick. No, wrong thing. Why did I go to game options? I don't know. So you guys can hear me. But, yeah, Batman's pretty great in this movie. He's pretty awesome. Ben Affleck, they did a good job with him in this movie. Supposedly he was supposed to have more scenes, so that kind of sucks. I'm hoping Ben Affleck does get a Batman movie on HBO Max or something, and they put it on Blu-ray because I like my Blu-rays. If you know me, which I don't know. But yeah, that Suicide Squad, just with those little scenes with Batman, was already better. I was debating at first. I was like, Batman Forever is the better, though, because that's more Batman. But then I was like, nipples, though. That's the only thing. Because I'm looking at it from a Batman standpoint, because I'm a huge Batman fan. I love Batman for Batman. I'm not one of those fans that go like, oh, I like Batman because of his villains, or his sidekicks, or the Gotham, or this or that. No, I like Batman because of Batman. Since I was a kid, I love Batman. I've been a fan of Batman since I was literally in diapers. I've been a Batman fan all my life. And yes, I'm a Batman fan, not a Batman world fan, of his world. No, I like Batman. I understand the character, unlike a lot of other people. I understand why he has a code, and I think that it's not his fault that people keep bringing out Arkham Asylum. If you want to know whose fault it is, it's Arkham Asylum's fault. They need to make better security or something, or they need to get do better in their court system. You know, like that's Gotham's fault. It's not Batman's fault. Batman's trying his best to keep these monsters off the street. Batman just kills. He'll be a monster just like them. Then they have more problems to deal with. Batman killing people because they commit some crimes. It's like, okay, we can't let someone just keep killing everyone over crimes. We have a justice system for a reason. Gotham believes in the justice system, I'm pretty sure. Well, Commissioner Gordon does, and I think that will cause problems between. But that's besides the point. We'll do a video on talking about Batman another time, on people's crazy stuff they say about Batman all the time, the shit talking, and then they have the nerve to call themselves a Batman fan. I'm like, I don't know if you're a Batman fan, but whatever you say, pal. Alright, so back to it. Next on the list, this is actually there's a reason why this is low, and I was gonna put it even maybe lower, but there's a reason why I was like, no, it's still higher. Is Batman Returns. Don't hate me for it, but yeah, Batman Returns. The reason why I have it lower on the list is because it's really weird, and it's a lot of Burton. Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of Burton in this movie. You know, Tim Burton. Oh yeah, and I had Batman on the rooftop. Yeah, he's driving on rooftops earlier, if you've seen him in the video. But like Penguin is the main weird part about the movie. Like everything about the Penguin is just weird. I still love his character. Don't get me wrong. But he's really sexual and stuff, and that's why he betrayed Catwoman, because she gave him no place, and she's giving all the signs, and you know he's like, this is the type of pussy I have to look for all day to teach your French flipper, like, and like even they said like it's too dark for kids and all this other crap behind it. So like Penguin is what brings the film down and it being really Burton-fied. But what I really do love about the film is Catwoman. I think this is the best Catwoman still to this day. Even though I do like the new Catwoman a lot too, but this Catwoman is still one of the best. And her relationship with Bruce is like the best. It is the Bat and the Cat. And Batman in this movie is really great. His new updated suit, it's great. 89, you know, Michael Keaton Batman. Batman Returns. He's great, you know. Alfred's great in this movie. I don't even think Commissioner Gordon was in this movie. I forgot to mention Batman Forever actually had Commissioner Gordon in the movie somewhat. So I was like, oh, I like that. But, oh yeah, he was in here because, like, when Batman got framed, Commissioner Gordon tried to tell the cops don't shoot him. So that was a good scene. There's some good, really great scenes in this movie. That's why it's still higher above, like, you know, Batman Forever and Batman Robin and the Adam West and Suicide Squad and Justice League Joss Whedon version. So, oh, that was terrible. Sorry for that. But yeah. Besides that, so that's why it's above those, but it's not above these other movies that I'm about to bring up soon. I'm trying to park the Batmobile so I can get my Batmobile. There we go. Now let's go kick someone in the head so I can get back to talking. Oh, you'll be my first victim. Alright, and down you go. Alright, so back to it. Next on the list, we got The Dark Knight Rises. Alright, look, here's the thing. A lot of people don't like this movie. A lot of people do like this movie. I'm on the fence where I really do like this movie. I really appreciate this movie. I do think it has a lot of some flaws with the movie that I don't like about it. It's like, I don't like too much Bruce Wayne. I don't like when Batman gives up. I think Batman's one of his greatest powers, which I heard this from another YouTuber. I was like, yeah, I agree with that. Is that he doesn't give up. That's Batman's one of his greatest powers. He never gives up. You know, he's relentless. And him giving up for about 8 years is insane to me. Like, I can see it about maybe like a year or 2 or 3, but Batman just doesn't give up. He knows there's a mission, and like, and him having 8 years all alone to himself and be isolated, you would think he would think about at least his parents once. Like, those flashbacks come into him and be like, you know what, can't let that happen to another 8-year-old boy. But no, you know, he just doesn't make sense. And then that guy with the name at the end. Oh, spoilers for all these movies, by the way, because I'm gonna bring up a little spoilers like Robin. This is not a review though, but you know. That was pretty stupid, but I did like that character in this movie. And dude, like Nightfall, that's why I put my note. They did a good job of a broken Batman, so that's why it is higher on this list. It's because they did a good job of a broken Batman. Like that fight scene with him and Bang, and no music playing, and the rain like under the water and shit like that, like just in a cave, like them fighting was so good. And Batman, when he came back, and the older cop and the younger cop, he's like, "You're in for the show tonight." Reminiscent to Dark Knight Returns was so good. Oh, so if you think of it, they did kind of a little bit Dark Knight Returns before Batman v Superman, because that movie also there was a older and younger cop, you know. So that's pretty cool. But like, there's some good things about it, and you know, Batman supposedly dying and stuff, and him having a statue was good. And actually, this is the only Batman movie I really actually shed tears to. The other day, I was like, how come Spider-Man movies only make me cry, but not no Batman movies? And then I thought about like, wait, no, Batman Returns did make me cry. I mean, Batman, The Dark Knight Rises did make me cry. I forgot about it when like he's like Alfred's over Bruce's grave and Martha and Thomas Wayne's grave. He's like, I failed you, Master Bruce. Whatever, like that was like really sad and everything. Definitely when I thought that Batman was actually dead. So that's why this movie is higher. And Catwoman, she was pretty good, but she never called herself Catwoman, so that kind of bugged me a little bit, you know. So besides that, everything else, Bang's pretty good. I like Bang in this movie. Talia was a waste, you know. Ra's al Ghul, I feel like he should have came back to life in this movie. That would have been even more cool and chilling more to it. And also, I guess Joker was supposed to show back up, but we know Heath Ledger passed away, so that's sad. And I wish he was in the movie, because it would even make this movie even more great, you know. And now that I think of it, because I heard that, you know, originally, yeah, Joker was supposed to show up in this movie, and Batman's supposed to go to Joker, and he's supposed to be the only one that Bang didn't let out the jail cell. And, you know, Batman will go for him for advice, maybe, or something like that. I forget why Batman will go to him. But it just reminded me of the new scene that got put out, which I will be talking about soon, on, you know, YouTube with the Joker and the Batman movie. Spoilers for the Batman. I told you spoilers for all the movies, like little mini spoilers. Not too much big spoilers. It's like, well, I'm not going to try to ruin these movies for you. I'm just saying what they are on my list. But, yeah, but on to the next one. Next on my list, and yes, this is above Dark Knight Rises. I keep debating on it, but the reasons I'm about to tell you, is the Justice League Zack Snyder cut. Reason why is because I literally put in my note, just human Batman. He feels a lot like the animated series Batman. And by the way, fun fact, Ben Affleck is a fan of the animated series Batman, and that's what he wanted his Batman to kind of portrayal of, as the animated series Batman more, you know. But even though Zack Snyder likes the Dark Knight Returns Batman, so it's two different mixtures. But in this, it just felt more human. Like when he's like getting on the big giant pod with the Justice League team, he's like, "Fate, Alfred, fate," or whatever. He's like smiling stuff. Like felt more human Batman. Like actually having decent conversations with Alfred on the plane, and him and like Wonder Woman hinting towards like they liked each other, like him touching the mouse with her and everything. And like him opening up to Wonder Woman about like Barry was right here, and him saying something darker. That was badass. Now him using a gun at the end. If he never uses a gun, I understand that he's fighting aliens, and it's the alien gun. So I guess that's kind of cool. But like if he wasn't using a gun, he's using more of his fists and gadgets. Probably would have even made this movie higher than the other one. Because that's why I'm like the fight scenes are almost greater than the other one. Like I like him grappling. Kick, like that whole fight when the tunnels, you know, Justice League. It's a lot of great scenes. Him and Superman's interactions, they felt like the comic book Superman and Batman. Like, you know, when Superman shows up and he's like, "You must be Alfred," and it's like, oh, so him and Bruce are actually like friends, and Bruce explains himself better in this movie than the other one, definitely too, because he's like, what did he say to Alfred? He's like, he swore an oath or whatever. He made a promise on his grave. That because he was the one that's dividing the superheroes. He realized that with him and, you know, Superman fighting and Batman v Superman, he realized that he's dividing them. So he felt like it's necessary for him to make them unite, which was dope. And like there's a lot of great scenes in this movie of this Batman, him and like the interactions with the whole team is just great with him. Like with what's his name, Arthur, you know, Aquaman, that was great. Interactions with Flash, everything, Wonder Woman, you know, Superman, Cyborg, and like I was just telling my brother this too as we was watching it. I was like, dude, this team compared to the other team, Joss Whedon, he thinks teams are all about arguing and fighting and then they unite at the end. That's so stupid. No, that's not. And that's not the Justice League. That could be the Avengers. Let that be the Avengers all the time. Like, no, but not the Justice League. I like this team. They all care about each other. They're caring. They're understanding. They work together and all that. And like, yeah, they might have little bickers, which that's in any team or family, but that's not too big, you know. and it has to be like something that's major happening for them to bicker like that a little bit. But like, it's just they feel better as a team. They work better together and stuff like that. And just this movie's way better than the last movie. That's why I had to put it above Dark Knight Rises. Plus, I'd rather watch this anytime more than Dark Knight Rises, because they're both really long movies too, you know. So, but next on the list is Batman Begins, and the reason why I put this above all the others, which, you know, Zack Snyder cut, and, you know, Dark Knight Rises, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Suicide Squad, Batman Robin, Adam West, the regular crappy Justice League version. The reason why I put this above all the others because they got year one Batman right down to a T. Almost down to a T, because the newer movie kind of did it a little bit better. Even though that wasn't year one. But it reminded me of year one a lot. But like... Huh? No, you can eat in here. I didn't know it was... Mike, I'm on the live stream. You're kind of... It made me look like I'm a bad person. Like, please don't do that. But yeah, you can eat in here. It's just... Well, you know... I don't like hearing people eat. Well, mostly just eat. It's just noodle sound effect. You know, I don't like your... You know that, and you sit, yeah, you sitting right next to me, so it was right behind my ear. So that's why I was like, "Can you just eat out there?" You know, it was nothing against you eating in here or anything. But all right, back to what I was saying. They got year one really down to a T. I like the interactions too with him and the villain. Like him and the villain, which you know about. I already told you just mini spoilers, but like him and the villain, their interactions was like, it was. He felt less like a villain and more like a friend. Like a mentor, and that was Ra's al Ghul. That's how it's supposed to be, Ra's al, kind of, you know. But like, it was great, and like Scarecrow was great in this movie, but even though he's a side villain, but I still liked him a lot in this movie, and I felt like they didn't overuse him too, which is good because he didn't have the best costume. He just had a max, literally. So the Batmobile was great, you know, even as it's literally just a tank. Alfred and Bruce's relationship is like perfect. In this movie, Alfred doesn't really bicker too much at Bruce about being Batman, unlike the other ones, you know, which is pretty good. You know, his romance relationship with like Rachel was actually really great because it didn't come off too romancy. It was more like, oh, this is a friend that Bruce loves, but also he loves in a different way. But she might not look at it like that. I don't know. Like it was good, and like. The parents, like they made the parents more likable in this movie. Like you can see why Bruce loves his parents so much, and his dad and all that, and his mother. Like a lot of stuff about this is great. Like you can see Bruce where he got his gadgets from. That's playing a lot. Lucius Fox was amazing in this movie. Like they did. Batman Begins was really great movie, and his suit looked like the comic book Batman, and like him being in the shadows a lot and all that. Now the fight scenes wasn't the best because it was a lot of shaky, like not shaky cam, but a lot of movement. Like you couldn't really see what Batman was doing, and I get it because like it makes it more scary. Be like, oh shoot, Batman, like he must be fucking him up, but you don't know what's going on. But I like seeing what Batman does because Batman's a brutal fighter, and he's supposed to show why these villains don't want to be villains no more. Criminals fear him. You know, you want to show that. So. Besides that, oh, Commissioner Gordon was great in this movie. Everything was great in this movie. They did a really good job. So that's why it's above like all these other movies, is because I really do like this movie, and I have to rewatch it multiple times. Probably not the origin story, like the first half, not too much, because you know that's still great. But seeing it once, twice, 3 times, it's like okay, I don't want to keep seeing it over and over again. You know, him, you know, doing the ninja training and all that. And also, they even referenced that he went around the world doing a whole bunch of different martial arts and all that type of stuff. So I was like, oh, I didn't even notice that until someone pointed it out. And I was like, oh, okay. So Bruce does know a whole bunch of different fight styles, which kind of sucks what I said about the fight scenes earlier, because I really like to see that him do the mantis and all of this and that, and like the tiger or whatever he was saying, all the different, I don't know, like, you know, what's his name? Ra's al Ghul was saying all the different fight scenes he's doing, like this or that or whatever, you know. So I would like to see all those different fight styles. Instead of just in the beginning of the movie, him just doing the stances. But yeah, this movie was really great. Batman Begins, that's why it's higher on my list. It would have been even higher, but there's reasons. I like the fight scenes, and that's what I'm about to say. Batman v Superman is next. Yeah, I know that the villains. There's like literally no good villains in this movie. Like, I think they was good, but they wasn't their comic book goodness. Like Lex Luthor wasn't like Lex Luthor that we all know and love. He was a different Lex Luthor. You just run me, oh you mother truckers. And then also Doomsday. When I was thinking about it the other day, I was like, this kind of makes sense a little bit for Doomsday, because Doomsday, when he first was born, he was a baby, and the scientists kept sending him out to get killed, and he evolved. So that makes sense why he looked so ugly as shit, because he was just baby form. And it makes sense where baby Doomsday will fight, you know, beginner Superman, because Superman's still a beginner of all this type of stuff. So I guess that kind of makes sense. And we probably would never get a Death of Superman movie, sadly, and that, I guess, them doing it. But this is not about Superman and all that. It's about Batman, remember I said. So all the Batman scenes are really great in this movie. Besides, yeah, him killing. But I feel like in Batman's face later in the film, when he's gunning down people after the talk with Superman, you can see he doesn't want to kill no more. But once you're down that path, there's kind of no going back, or it's gonna take a while for you to go back. So like, but you can see the remorse in his face, and like the fucking fight scenes are just the best. So brutal. Like him and Superman fighting, he's like super brutal to him. And then that warehouse scene was just like straight out of the Arkham games, where you're just pummeling dudes, you know, like that. All right, look, this is basically how he was fighting. He uses all his gadgets. He like gone under the floorboard. I like that. Like disarming guns, like dodging knives, like using a grappling hook. Like it was all dope, you know. I think they got him down like with the fear aspect, where like the people he saved are scared of him. Even though I feel like Batman's later years, people shouldn't be that afraid, but it makes sense because of the stuff he went through. The Batcave was actually really good in this movie. The hint towards Robin getting killed by the Joker with his suit, that was great. The Batmobile was amazing. It roaring and like tearing through stuff like freaking butter. Like, dude, this or paper. But like this movie, like Batman was great in this movie. He's intimidating, and by the way, also the suit is just screams comic books. Like it looks just like the Dark Knight Returns suit and the other armor suit. Like this movie was just Batman was so great in this movie. If he didn't kill, I think it would have been a pass. We needed a little bit more detective work. I felt like there should have been a little bit more scenes of him trying to figure out who Superman is, because we always need a classic moment where Bruce figures out who Superman is. You know. You just because it shows how Batman is the world's greatest detective, because he could literally figure out, you know, like one of the most OP characters, their secret identity. It just shows like, I don't know, but like we just needed that a little bit more detective work, and like his charm as Bruce Wayne was like really great too, like with Wonder Woman and all that type of stuff. Him meeting Lex Luthor, like, you know, Clark Kent having that little conversation, that was really great. And like Alfred, him and Alfred's relationship was great in this, you know. Him saving the employee, like trying to save his employees in the beginning of the movie. That whole scene was great. Really Batman. Really Bruce. Like, so like they got a lot of stuff done right for Batman in this movie. That's why I have it so high up on the list. And I can always rewatch these scenes of Bruce and Batman any time of the day. You know, oh, you almost got me. Here, they don't call me Batman for nothing. There we go. But, what else? Batman v Superman. Okay. But yeah, that's on to my next one, which is the Dark Knight movie. What can I say? I know you guys are probably like, what the hell? That should be your first number one pick. I know most people, that's basically everyone's number one pick. But the reason why it's not my number one pick, because this is the best Joker. Yes, this is. Don't get me wrong, I love Jack Nicholson Joker and everything, you know. But like, yeah, this is the best Joker. Like the anarchy, the him having a multiple, like him never being fully confirmed on his past, him being actually like a John Doe and everything, you know. His little game that he likes to do with Batman and stuff, and telling Batman in the film that they could do this for a very long time or whatever. I liked all of, like, Joker was amazing in this. The intro, you know, like the beginning of the movie. That was even great with the Joker. Like, everything about this movie is great about the Joker. But the thing is, Batman, though. Batman, he's great in this movie, don't get me wrong, but he's not better than, like, in my opinion, Ben Affleck Batman or Robert Pattinson. Oh, or Michael Keaton Batman. Bro, they are getting me today. Well, that's the only reason why it's right here on the list. So, that's why it's third on the list. But otherwise, it's a great movie. Like, I like I mean, I like a lot of the dialogue and like lines in this movie. You know, it's real poetry, poetic. Two-Face is really great in this movie too. Like Harvey Dent is real great. I don't want to pass that up. Commissioner Gordon's great in this movie too, and all of that. Like, and there's a lot of really great scenes with Batman also. Come on, run me over. I want to redeem myself. That was a weird glitch. So, there's that. But yeah, even the music was great in this one. Sit down, boy. Catch a box. Oh no, I guess you're not gonna catch a box. There, explodes batarang. You gotta love exploding batarangs. I'm gonna put back on a slideshow now. Alright, hold on, just give me a sec. And here we go. Boom. Wow, really? George Clooney is the first thing that pops up from our slideshow? I'm sad now. Alright, next on the list is Batman 89. And the reason why this is above The Dark Knight, in my opinion, is because it's a classic for me. And it screams Batman. And I can rewatch this any day. And yeah, it's Batman. That's another thing. Not Joker. This movie's great and all the way around is because of Batman, in my opinion. You know, Joker is amazing. And there's a lot of scenes with Joker, just like Dark Knight, it kind of reminds me of. But in my opinion, The Dark Knight's better. That Joker's better. So if we was doing a Joker list, then yeah, Dark Knight would be above this. But no, this is about Batman. So you know, Batman 89 is above this. The Batmobile is amazing in this movie, way better than Christian Bale's Batmobile, in my opinion. The Batman suit's way better than Christian Bale's Batman suit. Even though they did bring back the Batman again in the beginning of the movie, I like that. It just looked weird because it was in a lot of daylight or like light scenes for the like not in that room scene I'm talking about, not daylight. You know the room where they was in the bank and stuff and he talked to Commissioner Gordon in the Dark Knight. That's when the suit kind of looked weird, seeing it in bright light. But like 89 though, it's just so great. Like even Joker's origin like was good. You know, like him falling back, come up with that whole scene with Batman. You know, hitting the guy when trying to run up behind him, and like Batman also in the beginning with the guys mugged the family or whatever. They're talking about the bat and stuff, and they're just like, oh, he's a myth, and you see him in the background. He's like, I want you to tell all your friends about me. I'm Batman. Like Batman being really mysterious and stuff, and then like also even Bruce Wayne was pretty good. Like I'm not trying to do a review, but you know, this movie was just the music too, so great. Oh, sit down, boy. So I'll save it for a review another time. But plus, I'm about to end the stream soon because I'm at my last Batman movie that I gotta talk about. I was gonna use actually the Batmobile and the Batman skin for this, stream, but I was like, yeah, I'll use Christian Bale since I already used 89 and Ben Affleck a while ago, but I wasn't streaming at the time. I should have streamed maybe. I don't know. But yeah, Batman 89 it's just a classic, and I grew up watching that movie back to back a lot, so I love that movie. But next on the list is The Batman, which yes, this is my favorite movie, and I know a lot of people do that. Like they're like, oh, the new ones are always my favorite, or like because of the hype. But no, this not because of that. It's just they get Batman so right in this movie. It's like it feels a lot like Year One, like Bruce analyzing the criminals by like going to the ground level by like walking around with like hood up and stuff like that, and like Catwoman, even like Year One vibes and stuff. Him not having like that much of expensive gear. Like it's more he built most of his stuff, like the Batmobile he built since he's 16 years old. I'm pretty sure. I didn't read the novel yet, but I heard about it. So even that's great. Him mostly riding a bat cycle and all that. Like the villains too, like the Penguin not being the Penguin yet. Falcone getting the scratch mark just like in year one in like Long Halloween we had even the scratch mark. That was dope. Arkham Asylum showing up in this movie. A little small tease of Joker, which is like crazy but even great. The Riddler being like modeled after a real life serial killer, Zodiac. That was even pretty cool and dark and terrifying, like with the scenes and stuff. And, like them taking some inspirations of the Halloween movie, like when what's his name? Michael Myers is stalking his sister and stuff. Like that beginning scene with Riddler stalking the mayor. And also in the car with that fogged up windows and Michael Myers, same thing in Halloween, the first movie. So that was cool. Riddler doing his classic goofy laugh from, I think it's the Adam West show that Riddler is the first one to do it, like ooh, or whatever, that type of laugh. I can't do it. You know what I'm talking about though. Him being a smaller guy too, surprising me, surprising probably a lot of other people, looking like a younger guy or whatever, which makes sense because Riddler is not a buff or skilled fighters. So and him mentioning it too, or being inspired by Batman, like a vigilante, kind of remind me of Arkham Origins Riddler, because like even that Riddler wanted to work with Batman or something like that, and he was like a vigilante because he's trying to go against like the corrupt. And that same thing with this movie. I like that. Even though it's not supposed to be a review of this movie, but I'm just saying a lot of stuff about this. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about Batman. Batman about this movie. His suit is amazing. Batman being not saying, not speaking too much, like he selective few words, and like every word matters because he doesn't speak that much. And like him analyzing the crime scenes, him being an actual detective, you can see that he's built in to become the world's greatest detective. And like him, like even during the day working, like he's going over all the footage and all that, and like keep putting notes, jabbing down the notes and all that. Like I like this Batman a lot. You can see like him not really caring about being Bruce Wayne at the time because he's a younger Batman and stuff. He's more into the mission than being Bruce. I like that. I dig that because, all honesty, I like Bruce Wayne. Don't get me wrong. I like the man behind the mask, but I'm more of a Batman fan, not a Bruce Wayne fan. I feel like Batman is the true face. Bruce Wayne's just a mask, and they capture that perfectly in this movie. So I like that a lot. His gadgets too. Oh, they're so dope. Like his fighting style, it's brutal. Him like literally adapting to the shadows, like where when the light shines in the sky, criminals get scared. And yes, The Dark Knight brought that up too, kind of too, in the beginning of the movie, where they're like, "No, man, not tonight," because of the bat symbol and all that, and like Joker referencing. I like that too in that movie. Don't get me wrong, I do. But this movie, they just did it so much better, where they actually show like criminals looking in the shadows, so they're scared to go into there because they think Batman's there, but he's really not, because he's like, I can't be everywhere. He's not Superman, which makes sense. Like this is so like. This movie is just so great. His bat, like his actual fucking bat symbol being used for a weapon is like amazing, and as a tool, I like that. Like there's a lot of things I like about this movie. There's just they captured Batman the right, like him like being vengeance for other people. Like he is vengeance for other people. Not trying to get his own vengeance because he knows that's wrong, but he'll take the burden for others. But him learning that it's not all about being vengeance. It's also about being hope for others, like yes, he can terrify villains and criminals all day, but at the end of the day, the people that he's saving shouldn't have to be scared of him also. He learns that, and like him being different from other superheroes, I'm showing that more human side of him actually, staying after the big giant battle and like actually helping people. I love that, like that's Batman to me, he's him and I feel like Batman and Spider-Man is the most like humanized characters and most realistic, like down to earth characters, because most of the superheroes are just like, they're just superheroes. They're not. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I did just wake up not that long ago. No, actually no, but still, I need some other drink too. Ooh, but there's so much things about this movie. The music, just wonderful. Like And yes, the '89 music is still better, but I love this music. This is like my second favorite Batman. Well, third favorite Batman soundtrack of all time. Cause anime series is second, and '89 is first. Well, no, I would say anime series is first in my opinion. '89 is second. For the music wise, but we're talking about live action, you know. So if you want to be that way, then this would be the second, you know. Thank you for 2 likes, by the way. What else? Oh, I forgot. This is not a review of the Batman. I keep forgetting that. But overall, that's my, top picks of all the Batman movies. What's your guys' top picks? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to know what's your list of your favorite Batman movies with other people's. It's interesting, and I like to see actual fucking different people's opinions, not everyone being the same. Don't try to follow people's trends or my trend. If you feel like, oh, I want him to like my list, so I'm gonna be like his list or whatever, or maybe I changed my mind because of him. Now have your own opinions and stuff. So a lot of times people let YouTubers or other people affect their opinions and change things and stuff like that. No, just have your own. It's okay. If your favorite movie is fucking Batman forever for all the Batman movies, go ahead. I don't care. If it's The Dark Knight Rises or Batman v Superman, go ahead. Yeah, we all have our own favorites. It's unique to see why too. Maybe it's because of certain reasons. You have like a story or whatever. Like, that's your first time seeing it in movie theaters or something. It doesn't have to be exactly because of Batman. That's mostly my reason. The reason why this list is like this is because of the character, not because of the villains or the side characters or anything else. That's why it's like this list mostly. So that's why I'm like, I don't think I'll do my favorite Batman like separately, like not the movies, just them. I'm like, no, I don't think I would do that. Probably do villains one day, because Batman's the main reason why I watch these movies. But yeah, that's it, guys. See you guys on the next one. Tell me your favorite list after the string gets taken down. Well, not taken down, but